Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Coach Rots, and with me here, I have Coach Fahad and other coaches in the house. Before I proceed, as custom, I would like to acknowledge our top coaches in the house, Coach Mo and Coach Salsu, once more for the privilege they've given to us to present to you this important section, which is known as the Rqtmi Excel sheet templates. If you can see my screen, the Rqtmi Excel sheet template. Now, what is this template all about? This template consists of the configuration, the settings, the command that we give to our robots. So it is very important to understand how this command, how this robot uses this command and these settings to trade for us, buy and sell while we are sleeping, while we are going about our 9 to 5 or any other activities for the day. So if you are new on this call, kindly pay attention. Write down some important information that will be coming out from these sections, and also write down some vital questions you might want to ask. Remember, no question is irrelevant. No question is irrelevant. We entertain any form of questions. Ask your questions. Through your questions, people are definitely going to learn from it. Please. And I want you guys to pay attention. So if this is your first time of being here, I need the word first time on the chat. Let me know so I can know how to break this down. So someone said, see but not clear. Hope you can see the screen now and it is clear. King Stephen, hope you can see the screen now and it is clear. So if this is your first time of being here, I need first time on the chat, please. If this is your first time of being here, I need the word first time on the chat. So it means I'm not seeing, it means everybody, you've been here one way or the other, you've been here, no first timer on this call. Is that what you guys are telling me? Okay. Okay, King Stephen, okay. King Larry, you're welcome. King Temple. Okay, King Temple, you always have access to the recorded version. Don't worry. King Chisom, you're welcome. King Temple, you're welcome. Please kindly pay attention. Even while you're going about your activities, you can just put your earpiece or whatever way you know you can. Okay, let me proceed right now. So this is the engine room of what we do here in Rqtmi T-Motion International. It will interest you that in Royal Q, we have different teams under Royal Q. And today, the team you are with is Rqtmi. Take note. And in Rqtmi, we have our style of doing things. We have our style of settings. We have our style of trading. We have our style of analysis. So we have our own unique style of doing things. So I want you guys to kindly pay attention to this. Now, today, we are going to be talking about the Excel sheet template. A lot of people are wondering, how does this Royal Q buys and sell without you being involved in it? What is the command all about? How does this command work? These are the things we want to establish for you today. So you will no longer be having those questions in your mind. Now, today, this is what the dashboard looks like. You see up, you have Rqtmi International. Sorry, Royal Q T-Motion International. That is the Rqtmi settings. So we have the dashboard. Under the dashboard, we have Rqtmi from Magic 1 down to Magic 8. From Magic 1 down to Magic 8. That is what we have. Now, what this thing means is that from Magic 1 to Magic 8, we have what works for both bull season and the bear season. So you don't need to worry. So, but because we are in the bull season, and in the bull season, the prices of the cryptocurrency market goes up. So we have the settings that we use for bull season, and we have the settings we use for bear season. So currently, Because we are in the bull season, the settings we make use of is Rqtmi Magic 1, Rqtmi Magic 3, Rqtmi Magic 1, Rqtmi Magic 3, and Rqtmi Magic 5. Please take note of that. Now, for Rqtmi Magic 1, 3, and 5, it depends on your capital. Whichever capital you are using will determine which magic you are going to use. So for those who want to use Rqtmi Magic 1, it means you need a minimum capital of $320. Now, this $320 will be used per coin. That each coin, you must have a minimum of 320 assigned to each of these coins. For Rqtmi Magic 3, it means you must have a minimum of $100 assigned to each of the coins. The highest money you can use if you are using Magic 3, or the lowest money you can use if you are using Magic 3, is $100. That's the meaning of minimum. For Magic 5, the minimum, the lowest money you can use trading Magic 5 is $520, and that $520 is per coin, which I'll break further. Now you will see that, or having said this, for the Magic 1 settings, we are saying it covers for 30% dip. For Magic 3 covers for 25% dip, and Magic 5 covers for 50% dip. Now, because we understand that the crypto market does not just go up like that, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this configuration was designed to cover up in terms of if the crypto market is going down. So once the crypto market is going down, the robot takes advantage on the drop of price to be buying for you bit by bit across different levels. So that when it buys bit by bit across different levels and the price starts going up, it starts making profit for you across those different levels it has bought initially. So how does this minus 30% means? When you say 30% dip, it means minus 30%. Now, remember in Magic 1, we are using 320. So we are saying that let's assume we want to buy across 7 different levels. Now, and the robot starts using your 320. It's not going to use your 320 to buy at this spot. Rather, it's going to do what they call DC, dollar cost averaging. So as the price is going down, it will be using your money to be buying bit by bit across this level. By the time it buys to the last level, it means that that particular market has dipped by minus 30%. So when it has dipped by minus 30%, it means that your entire 320 have been exhausted across these 3 levels. At that point, you can say you're on a floating loss. Floating loss is not a real loss, it's just a temporary loss. So as soon as the price starts going up, retraces back, it starts selling across these different levels and start giving you your profit until it gets to this point and sell the total profit and close the entire market. That is what is meant by dips. Similarly, for Magic 3 covers for 100% dip. The robot is going to use your $100 because he understands that the crypto market does not just move up and down. It does not just move up, but it goes up, down, up, down, up, down till it gets to your target. So if you are using Magic 3, it covers for 25% dip. What it means is that your robot will spread as the price of the crypto market is dropping. It will use your $100 bit by bit across different levels. By the time it has spread this $100 across these different levels, at that point, you will say you are on a floating loss because it has dipped by minus 25%. Again, take note, floating loss is not a real loss. It's a temporary loss. As soon as the price starts going up, it starts selling across these different levels and start giving you profit across these different levels. And it gets to this point and it closes the entire trade and gives you a final profit. So while you made profit here, there was a final profit you are going to make. There's a final profit you are going to make here. And when you sum all of them together, it will amount to something reasonable. So that is what is meant by 25% dip. Similarly for Magic 5, 520, Magic 5 covers for 520. Now, what does it mean by 520? By 50%, Magic 5 covers for 50% dip. We are using 520 on Magic 5. It means your 520 will be spread across different levels as the price of the crypto market begins to drop. It buys for you at different levels, thereby acquiring more quantity of coin for you. The cheaper it buys, the more quantity of that coin it acquires for you. At the point your 520 is spread across this different level, at that point, it means that it has dipped by minus 50%. Oh, at that point, you just need to relax. No need to panic. As soon as the price starts going up, you start selling across these different levels and start dropping your profits. Then when it gets to somewhere around there, it will close the entire trade and give you the final profit as well. So that is what is meant by 50% dip. So our last class, I felt we spoke about Magic 1. I can't remember. Coach Fahad, are you there? Our last class was on which magic?
I think it's Magic 1. I think it's Magic 1.
Okay, so I'm going to treat Magic 5. Then there's something I want to correct about Magic 3. So you guys should endeavor to be available to hear this information, especially for those old members. So let me proceed to Magic 5. Now, Magic 5, I'll come to Magic 5 template. If you look at down on my system here, you see Magic 1, Magic 2, Magic 3, Magic 4, Magic 5. If you are using your phone, you are going to see this at the top of your phone, not at the bottom of your phone. Please take note. So I'm clicking on Magic 5 now to have the Magic 5 template pop up. So Magic 5. So it will interest you to know that among these three magics, the best of the best is Magic 5 settings. It gives you faster results compared to Magic 1. Magic 1 gives you faster results compared to Magic 3. But however, because we understand that a lot of persons most people do not have that capital. So we encourage you to start with Magic 3, which is minimum of $100. So, however, if you have the capital, Magic 5 seems to be the best magic and gives you faster results. Take note of that. Now, for Magic 5, you look at Magic 5, we say its minimum capital that is required is 520. That is the minimum capital required, 520. So, this is how it works. These parameters that you're seeing, this configuration, these settings that you're seeing, these are settings you are going to compute into your robot. You are going to put it into your robot and save it one-time settings. Once you set it, you are not going to come back here except you want to upgrade. Sorry, I'm back. So except you want to upgrade your capital, that is when you come here. So what is risk type? Risk type is radical. Now, what do you mean by radical? The crypto market moves to and fro in a random way like this. So you want your robot to move based on the pattern, to be rugged, to follow the high volatility of the market and make profit for you. Take advantage on the movement of the crypto market. You don't want your robot to be steady. You don't want it to be conservative because there's an option of steady, conservative, and radical. You want it to be radical based on the ruggedity of the market, based on how the market moves. Take advantage on that movement and make my profits for me. So you always want to leave your risk type on radical. The remark refers to your capital you want to use. And remember, if you are using Magic 5, we said the minimum capital is 520. But there's a little technicality here. If you are using 520, which is your actual capital you are using, On the Excel sheet template, once you come to remark, you are not going to put the entire 520 that you want to use. Yes, we understand this is what you have to trade. This is your initial capital. But once it comes to the remark, there's something, a little calculation you need to do. You always, that's your initial capital, always subtract it by 20. So 520 minus 20 will give me 500. So instead of me putting 520 on this remark, I'll put 500 here. So where am I getting this 20 from? This 20 is as a result of this first buying amount. Take note of that. So my initial capital is 520 minus my first buying amount, which is 20, give me 500. So I'll come to the remark and put 500 here. So if I put 500 here, it means the settings I'm using is settings of 520. So let's look at it. How do I know it is settings of 520? So when you come down to this multiple buy-in ratio, and you look down on the multiple buy-in ratio, if the summation of all the ratios did not sum up to 520, know that you are not using the correct settings for 520. Take note of that. Let's do another illustration again. Let's assume I'm using 800 for instance. Let's assume I'm using 800 for instance. What is going to be my remark? I am not going to insert this entire 800 on the remark if 800 is my capital. What I'm going to do is, please, before this, take note of this multiple buy-in ratio. 1.3, 5.0, take note of it and see what's going to happen when I insert this 800. Now, I have 800 for capital, my capital to trade, and I want to use Magic 5, and I want to use the entire 800. So I'll do 800 minus 20. 20 is coming from this first buying amount. It's going to give me 780. So in this remark, I am going to put 780, not 800. So if I put 780, let me see if I'm going to get a settings or configuration for 800. So you look at the multiple buy ratio, it has changed. So when I go down, you see it is giving me a settings of 800. Please take note of this. Last example again for more clarity, please. If I am taking 640 for instance now, I am not going to put the entire 640 on the remark. If 640 is my initial capital, what I'm going to do now is 640 minus 20. You already know that the 20 is coming from this first buying amount. So 640 minus 20 will give me 620. So what I'm going to put on the remark, is 620. So once I put 620 on this remark, I come down here, you see it's giving me 640. So this settings, this configuration is for 640. So this way, I am not under trading, I am not over trading. I'm using my money very well. So this pattern of filling the remark applies for both Magic 1 and Magic 5. Take note of that. Magic 1 and Magic 5. Take note of that. Let's go back to our 500, which is minimum capital is 520. Now, but if you have 1,000, there's what we call risk management. If you have 1,000, let's say you have 1,200, we are not going to advise you to use this 1,200 on one coin. We will advise you to diversify your portfolio. Now, by diversifying your portfolio is if you want to use Magic 5, you divide it into 2. Once you divide it into 2, you get 600 on each, meaning you can trade 2 coins at a time using Magic 5. If you want to divide it into 3, I think you will get 400 on each coin. So because 4400 is not up to the minimum capital for using Magic 5. But if you look at 4400 is up to the minimum capital for using Magic 1, which is 320. So rather than using, if you are dividing your 120 into 3, rather than using Magic 5, you will go and use Magic 1, where you can trade 3 coins, minimum of 320, you trade 3 coins. That is risk management. Never use your money to trade 1 coin. Always do risk management. Always do risk management. And the reason behind the risk management is if you have 2 shops, A, B, and C, and no, sorry, A and B. Shop A sells rice, beans, and garri, and shop B sells only garri. Between shop A and shop B, who has the chances to sell almost every day? You will agree with me that it is shop A, because shop A has options. So if shop A does not sell, if the demand of garri is low today, it means shop A will not sell garri and shop B will not sell garri. But because shop A has rice and beans, definitely he is going to sell something on that day. So that is the idea behind risk management. So please take note of it. I hope that is clear. Now, first buying amount is 20. What does first buying amount mean? Now, let's say, for instance, I have 520 and I want to visit the market. I want to buy a product known as pepper. So pepper is a name of a coin. Pepper is a name of a coin. Or I've kept on using pepper. There's another name of a product that's also a name of a coin. So let's say I want to go to the market and I want to buy banana in the market. Now, there's this market I usually visit. I have a friend, shop A. Let's make the friend shop to be shop A. Then I want to visit other shops that sells that banana too. Shop 1 to shop 20 also. I want to go through these 20 shops to buy the same banana that I want to buy from my friend's shop. So because of sentiment, because of relationship, each time I get to that market, I will always visit this my friend's shop to buy from her, irrespective of the price. But the idea of going into this 20 shop is that on each shops that I want to enter, I want to be buying it cheaper. So, but because of sentiment, my friend's price is usually high, but because of relationship sake, I will definitely buy for my friend. But each time I'm coming to that market, before I get to my friend's shop, I have a fixed amount of money I am willing to spend in that my friend's shop. And that fixed amount of money I'm willing to spend in my friend's shop is $20. I don't want to spend more than that amount, no matter what my friend is going to tell me. No matter how nice he's going to speak about the banana, I am not going to spend more than $20. So that amount I am willing to spend at the first instance, reaching my friend's shop, is what is known as first buying amount. So this 20 is always a fixed amount that the robot is going to take from your 520 or any of your capital to buy at the first instance. So let's assume I came to my friend's shop and she says she's selling banana for $7. And after much negotiation, she accepted to sell the banana for me for $5. So I had to use $20 to buy the banana, meaning I was able to get 4 pieces of banana at the rate of $5 with my $20. So this $20 is the first amount I'm willing to spend from this 520. So after I have spent this money, this $20 from this 520, it means that what I am now left with my capital is $500. So this $500, I want to see how I can spread it from this shop, first shop, to the 20 shop. Take note of that, please. That is first buying amount. Open position double. Open position double. Do not enable. Please do not enable. What does it mean if you enable it? I'll also use a reality to explain. Now, since I made up my mind coming to my friend's shop that I want to spend $20, Now, peradventure, I got to my friend's shop and he or she starts spending using marketing strategy to convince me that this banana is the best, has the best quality, there's this, there's this, there's this. Me, originally, in my mind, I said I was not going to spend more than $20 in that shop. But because of how he or she has whined my mumu button, convinced me, before you know, I took extra $20 from this 500 and added to this to double it to make it $40. So I am now spending $40 in a shop, which was against my own wish while leaving the house. Now, what is the implication of me now using extra $20? It means now I will now have 480 left. And this 480 that I will have left will not be sufficient for me to go through these 20 shops. So that is the implication. So if you open position double, it means that instead of your robot to use $20 at the first instance, it's going to double it and use $40. And when this happens, you will not be able to go through the 24 shops. Sorry, shop 1 to 24 is Magic 1 that is shop 1 to 20. So you will not be able to go through the 24 shops. You will not have enough money to go through the 24 shops. So you don't want to enable your open position double. AI margin calls. Remember, we told you that this is a semi-automated robot for you to have control and ownership over what the bot does. Now, the control and the ownership we are talking about is the settings, this command that you are giving the robot. So it is based on this command that the robot will be trading for you. So if you enable your AI margin calls, what you are telling the robot is that, robot, after buying from my friend's shop with this $20, once you get to this first shop to the 24 shop, start buying based on your own discretion. Ignore my settings, ignore my configuration. Start buying at your own discretion across these levels. And we don't want that, because that is the reason why we were giving it instruction in the first place. So your AI margin call, always ensure that it is not enabled, always disable it. The margin call limit refers to the 24 shops I've been talking about. Yeah, these are the 24 shops you want to buy banana, and the intention is on each shop you enter, you want to be buying it cheaper. So if you are buying the banana cheaper on each of the shops you are entering, it means you are accumulating more quantity of the banana. That is what it means. So all position take profit ratio, we are going to talk about this later. Remind me, please, just in case I forget. We are going to talk this later. All position take profit callback. All position take profit callback. This is a very important features for those people who are used to trading on. For those people who are used to trading on Binance and Bybit, we have some people that are already trading on Binance and Bybit. If you are here, pay attention. This is one of the selling point of Rqtmi that you cannot see in any of those exchanges. Now, all position take profit callback works with a principle that is very unique. Now, we are trading on the spot market. And the idea of the spot market is buy low and sell high. So we are trying to enter the market at a cheaper price, and when the price is going up, we sell and take advantage and make profits. So having this understanding now, let's assume I came to the market and I bought banana. I saw banana at the price of $5. And I want to buy banana, I want to sell at $10. Sorry. I bought banana, B for banana, at $5. I want to enter when it's $5 and I want to sell when it is $10. Now, this was my entering point. This was when I bought the banana, entered here, and the market started going up, down, up, retrace back, pump, retrace back, pump, retrace back, pump, retrace back. Pa! It hits my target. It hits my target. Now, at this point that it hits my target, this is supposed to be my take profits. Now, you will agree with me, between $5 and $10, the profit here is $5. You will agree with me. So I am expecting $5 profit plus my capital. So once, because there was a sudden spike, this is a sudden spike. At this point, the robot will not release this by $5 because of this sudden spike. So what's going to happen? Because of the word all position take profit callback, there need to be a callback by 0.01, meaning this spike needs to return back by 0.01. Let's assume 0.01. This is a return by 0.01. Now let's assume that at this 0.01 is a price of $12. So it returns on the price of $12. Now, you will agree with me that between this $10 and the $12, there's a $2 here. Remember that I was supposed to come out of this trade from here and take my $5. But because of the sudden spike, the robot decided to hold it and was expecting a return of 0.01. So on a return of 0.01, got to a price of $2. So between my take profit and this $12 rather, there is a $2 profit. So for it to return back by 0.01, the robot will now release my capital, my profit and my capital. But now, if it's releasing my profit, it will not only release $5 that I was expecting initially, it will also add this $2 profit to my $5, thereby making me to make more profits just because of this sudden spike that had to return by 0.01. Who can tell me any exchange that has this thing? So this is one unique feature that Rqtmi. So it takes advantage on the sudden spike to even make more profit for you. Take note of this principle. It is known as all position take profit call back. That is the function of it. Please take note. Buy in call back. Buy in call back also uses the same principle, but this time in terms of buying, not selling. Now, for buying callback, let's assume banana is at the price of $10 and we want to buy it at $5 cheaper, at $5. And this is where the price is at the moment. It's coming down, going up, coming down, retracing back, coming down, coming down. Immediately, there was a sudden spike. There was a sudden spike. Now, naturally, this was where we programmed the robot to peak at $5. Because of this sudden spike, the robot could not peak it. So this sudden spike has to return by 0.01. And let's say 0.01 here is at $4. So instead of the robot to peak at $5, it's now going to peak at $4, thereby buying for us more cheaper. So the more cheaper it buys for us, the faster we come out of the market. So that is the function of buy-in callback. I hope this is clear. Distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to the 24th call. Please take note. I am going to talk about it alongside with opposition take profits. Alongside with opposition take profits. When I am discussing about margin configuration, that is when I'm going to address these two. So take note of it, please. Now, sub position take profit callback. From the word sub position take profit callback, if you look at sub position take profit callback and all position take profit callback, the difference is one is old, the other one is sub. They use the same principle. They use the same principle. But what is the difference between them is that for all position take profit cover, you can only experience it from that my friend shop, shop A, the first shop, shop 1, shop 2, shop 3, and shop 4. That is where you can experience that principle I explained to you, that sudden spike that will give you additional profit. O position, you experience it here. But sub position take profit, where you are going to experience it is as soon as you get to the 5th shop to the 24th shop. That is where you are going to experience it. That is why it is called sub position. But for O position, take profit cover, you experience it from that my friend shop, which is referred to the first buying amount, then the first shop, second shop, third shop, fourth shop, which is referred to the first call, second call, third call, and the fourth one is down. So take note of that. So that is the difference between sub position take profit and O position take profit callback. Then strategy period, one shot. You always leave it on one shot, but we have what is called circle and we have what is called one shot. Now, circles is also known as autopilot. I've seen some persons who are saying, you people said this robot is an AI, is expected to do all the work for us. Why am I still interfering in the affair of the robot? Fine. If you don't want to interfere, we have what is called autopilot. But take note that autopilot, Imo, please, King Imo, stop writing on my screen, please. You are creating distraction here. So one shot or circle. Now, circle is also known as autopilot. Now, for you to put your robot in autopilot, probably is meant for people who do not have time at all. Based on the nature of your work, based on the nature of your business, you are never going to have time. But if you don't have time, you should have money, please. You should have from, I think, $3,700 and something dollars. You should have $13,025 thereabout. I think there's one of $6,000 and something dollars. I don't know the actual. You can have $25,000. Fine. If you have that kind of money, come and you want to put it on autopilot. Now, we are going to select some set of coins that have their own blockchain that are highly volatile. That are highly volatile. Let's say if you have, for instance, 13,000 plus, we are going to put like 25 coins for you, coin A, B, C, D, down to 25, We are going to program the coin 2% on each of it, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. So that your 13,000 plus, we are going to do risk management on it, divided by whether it is, if we are doing 25 coins, we divide it by 25. That will be, if we divide it by 520, that should be giving you about 25 different coins. So we are going to put 520 on all these coins, then automate it for you. So once we automate it and take profit 2% on each of the coin. So what it means is that this will just be minting money for you. All you need to do is to learn how to transfer your profit from your sports wallet to your funding wallet, so the robot will not use your profit alongside with your capital again. So what you do this work is that when it sells, when the coin A is sold out, the robot will automatically pick it again. When coin B is sold out, the robot will automatically pick it again. So because you are trading more than up to 25 coins, you will not even have to feel it when the coin is down. You won't even know because other coins are delivering for you. So it will just be on circle, the word circle, continue until you are tired and you use your hand to stop it, and probably you want to change the coin, or probably you want to change the take profit. So that is how circle works, but you must have that capital, the amount of capital I have called or mentioned for you. Then, what is the profit like for those people who are using circle or autopilot? the profit is an average monthly profit between 5% to 50% of your capital monthly. So what does it mean? It means if you had started this business using autopilot in January, let's say in January you made 70% of your capital. Let's say in February you made 50% of your capital. In March, you made 20% of your capital. In April, you made 0% of your capital. And so far in May have not really gone far, but maybe already you are now seeing 30% of your capital because of how the market is. The market is pumping so hard. So now you see 70 plus 50 plus 20 plus another 0 plus 30 will give me 170. So once you divide 170 by the 5 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you divide it by the 5 months. What will it give you? It will give you 30 something plus thereabout. 170 divided by 5. So it will give you 34%. So what it means is that for the past 5 months, on each of the months, you have made 34% of your capital. That is what we meant by average monthly profit. Take note of that, please. Take note of that, please. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Am I audible, please? Am I audible, please? Okay,
yes,
thank
coach,
you.
you are.
Okay, thank you. Now, that is that for circle. I hope circle is clear. Now, for one shot are for people who do not have enough capital. Probably you're using $100 capital trade. You don't have capital, but you want to learn the skill. You need to learn the skill to maximize the opportunity of making more profits using the skill to do that. Or probably you're this person that you have younger ones, you have children that are growing up, you have loved ones, you feel you want to impart with this knowledge, so that with this knowledge and practical skill, they can also replicate money and everyone will experience true financial freedom. So that is your idea of learning this skill. So you want to use one shot. One shot is for people who really want to learn skill. Please take note of that. So for you that want to learn skill, all you need to do is to put your strategy period on one shot. And how does one shot work? Let's say, for instance, you have $300, for instance, or we are talking about $500. Now, for 520, someone who has 520, after activating your robots, after putting your gas fee of $20, you have 520 capital with you. We are not going to allow you to use this 520 to trade on Magic 5. Rather, we are going to tell you to do risk management. And risk management involves diversifying your portfolio, like I explained with Shop A and Shop B. Shop A selling rice, beans, and garri, and shop. So we are going to divide this 520 into 3 places, because we advise that the minimum coin you can trade at a time is 520. While the maximum coin you can trade is 10 or even more, depending on your capacity. So if we divide this coin by 3, it means on each coin you have 170, roughly 170 on each coin. You can also decide to, instead of doing 100, because I told you earlier that Magic 5 gives faster results compared to Magic 1, and Magic 1 gives faster results compared to Magic 3. So because you have 520, you can decide to use 320 out of it to trade Magic 1. So once you use 320 out of it to trade Magic 1, what is left is 200. You cannot divide this 200 into 2 and trade Magic 3. So that way you are trading 3 coins at a time. So one of your coin, you are using Magic 1. The other 2 of the coins, you are using Magic 3. This is a proper risk management you have done. So rather than putting your eggs in one basket, you have separated your eggs in 3 different baskets. So there is no way you will not see money. So if this coin is taking time, one of the $100 coin is taking time, this 320 must have delivered and you will place another trade. This other 100 must have delivered and place another trade. Why these new ones that you have placed are trying to deliver? This one that was staying down before will not deliver. So you have options. That is the idea. Please take note of that. So these are the skills you are going to be learning about risk management, about trading, about manipulating your robot. This is the advantage you have over someone who decides to put it on circle and does not know anything at all. So one shot is better for knowledge, for impact, to impact people, for skill. It is very, very highly recommended. So now that you have diversified your portfolio, now for one shot now, once you trade this coin, remember for Circle, I said once you are trading coin A, you put it on 2% for Circle. If it sells, the robot will automatically pick this coin A. But for one shot, once you are trading this coin A, maybe you take 3%. Once it sells, the robot and totally closes this trade. It does not pick it by itself. You will come again, take signal from the signal group. Maybe they send signal B. You will pick that signal, place the signal, and maybe that signal comes with 5%. Once this one sells again, you will go depend on signal from the signal group. Maybe they send point C. You will pick it again, and maybe that signal comes with 4%. So you will observe that the signals the take profit are changing from one shot. It's changing depending on the take profit. But for Circle, it was just a fixed take profit of 2% you applied on all the coins. Now you now see that one shot, you are the one that will use your hand to always place the coin. And once you place the coin and play start, go and do whatever you are doing. You don't need to monitor the coin. You don't need to apply your emotions to the coin. You don't need to do anything again. Go and sleep. Go about your activities. The robot, based on these parameters, will be doing the buying and selling for you. I don't know why people still get involved with their emotions. Please. So that is one shot. Now, what is the average monthly profit is for one shot? The average monthly profit for one shot, for those who are using one shot, is between 5% to 100% of your capital. So what does this mean? Let's assume you started the business in January and the market was up and you made 70%. In February, you made about 50%. In March, you made about 40%. In April, you made about 0%. And in May, because of the nature of the market, you have made about 50% again. And the month has not ended. Now, when you do 70 plus 50 plus 40 plus 0 plus 0, 70 plus 50 plus 40 plus 0 plus 50, that will give you about 210%. Then you divide it by 5 months. When you divide it by 5 months, you are getting 42%. Meaning on each month, you have made 42% of your capital on each month. So that is how the average monthly profit for one shot works. I hope this is clear. Now, having said this, we are now back to the configuration. This is the engine room. the way and manner your boat buys and sells for you while you are sleeping. So many people are wondering how. So now, from the word margin configuration, configuration is anything that is programmed to work in a particular way. So this is the settings we are going to use. Now, margin configuration has two play, and two is divided into two. We have the margin call drop and the multiple buy-in ratio. Now, for easy understanding, I will go back to my friend shop. I had 520 in my hand. I want to visit the market, shop A, my friend shop, and I want to also visit 24 shops, shop 1 to 24. So this 1 to 24 shops, I'm using the word shop, but when it comes to crypto or trading, you call it calls, margin calls. That is why we have it first call, second call, third call, fourth call, up to the 24th call, up to the 24th call. Take note of that, up to the 24th call. So I'm referring to it as shop. Then this, my friend shop, is known as my first buying amount. Take note of it. This, my friend shop, is this position. Then this first shop to this 24th shop is from this first call to the 24th call. Please take note of that. Now, I came to the market, visited my friend shop, and in my friend shop, I want to buy what? Banana. That's the name of the coin we want to buy, banana. And at my friend's shop, she told me she would sell for me after much negotiation. She said she would sell $7 initially. I had to negotiate. She now agreed $5. So from that $5, I used $20 out of my money to buy. That is the fixed amount I have. So your robot will always use $20 from your money to buy at the first instance. So at the first instance, I saw that the price of banana was $5, and I was okay with that price, and I bought banana at that price. And at that price, I was able to get 4 pieces of banana at the rate of $5 using my $20 to buy. So that is the first buying amount. Now, once I've used my $20 to buy, what it means that I'm left with $500. And I'm expected to use this $500 across these 24 shops. So once I have bought in my friend's shop $5, the next thing is to start going through the first shop to the 24th shop. But for me to enter this very first shop, there must be something that will trigger me. I won't just enter into the first shop. Now, remember, we are trading on the spot market. And what we are doing here, we want to buy low, cheap, so that when the price is going high. So the idea of entering the first shop is that I must see the current price to be cheaper than this initial price I bought. So now, since I bought at $5 in my friend's shop, I am waiting to enter the first shop. No, but for me to enter this first shop, something must trigger me. What is that thing that will trigger me? I need to see that these $5 have dropped in price. So let's assume that when these $5 now drop in price to $4.8, and I got the signal to enter the first shop. So I will now use some money from this 500 to enter the first shop. So as soon as the $5 dropped to 4.8, it has given me a go ahead to enter the first shop. So this drop in price is what is referred to as 0.2%. So once this price, this first price I bought in my friend's shop drops by 0.2%, it means that a drop by 0.2% will give me a new price of $4.8. So at that $4.8, I want to enter this first shop. It means that the price have dropped by 0.2%. Now, I will now use some money from this 500 to buy at the first shop. But right now, I don't know how much I'm going to use from this $500, which we are going to talk about it later. But let's focus on margin call draws first. I'm trying to explain how margin call draws works. So you will now find out that since I've entered the first shop, the new price at which I entered the first shop is now 4.8. Now, for me to enter the second shop, it means that the price has to drop, the new price has to drop by 0.5. Let's assume by a drop by 0.5 gives me a new price of 4.2. Now, since if this price drops from 4.8 to 4.2, it is going to give me a trigger. The robot will trigger to buy in the second shop. So it means that if the robot triggers to buy in the second shop, it means that this current price have dropped to a new price of 4.2, which is 0.5%. It will trigger the robot to buy in the second shop. Now, this is the new price. For this new price, again, for the robot to enter the third shop, it has to see that this new price will drop in price by 0.2. Let's assume 0.2 drop in price by 0.2 will give us 4.0. As soon as this price drop to 4.0, it will trigger, the robot will trigger to buy in the third shop. Now, at the third shop, once the price drops from 4.0, we are waiting for the price to drop by another 0.5. Let's say a drop in the current price by 0.5 will give us a new price like 3.8. As soon as the price drops to 3.8, the robot will trigger to buy at the fourth shop. So it means at that point, the price have dropped by 0.5. So that is how your robot keeps buying for you as the price drops by this ratio. It keeps on buying for you until it buys to the 24th call. So when it has bought from the first call down to the 24th call as a result of drop in prices, at that point, your entire 520 have been spread across from your first buying amount to your first shop to the 24th shop. You'll be seeing the entire 520. So at that point, it has bought across this level. You are now saying that this thing I told you, for those who were here, covers for 50% dip, Magic 5. You are now saying that the coin has dipped by minus 50. That is why you are seeing 50 here. So it means that when you add 0.2 plus 0.5 plus 0.2 plus 0.2, add every number, summation of all this number gives you 50. So by the time the coin or that market has dipped by minus 50, it means that your entire 520 have been used up from the first buying amount down to the first shop to the 24th shop. So at this point, you are now on what we call floating loss. But floating loss is not a real loss. It's just a temporary loss. So I will explain to you what happens, the crazy thing that happens when the price starts going up. Then you will appreciate the royal Q-boats, which you cannot see in your exchange. People trading on Binance, you cannot see this. Moreover, what I just succeeded in explaining for you is how the robot buys across the different shops as the price drops from one point to another for 1 point. But what you don't understand now is how much does it use in each of the shop that it is going to be buying. You don't know how much. The only time you knew how much your robot used was in this my friend's shop where he used $20. And you were left with $500. But that $500, now that it started spreading across these different shops, you did not know how much it was using on each of the shop, which we want to talk about. And to talk about that, we are going to use the multiple buy-in ratio to explain that. Now, going back to my friend's shop, we bought 520 to the market, visited my friend's shop, made use of $20 there, had intentions to go to the 24 shops. So after using $20 in my friend's shop, I was left with $500. So on each shops, I want to visit 24 shops, and this $500, I want to spread it on each of the shops. And I'm buying banana, the same product from every shops. So I started from my friend's shop with $5. Then enter shop 1 when the price was $4.8. Enter shop 2 when the price became $4.2. Enter shop 3 when the price became $4.0. Enter shop 4 when the price became $3.8. That was where I stopped and continued down. The robot bought in the 24th shop because of time's sake, please. Now, at this first shop, when the price was $5, I knew I spent $20 out of my $520. But when the price dropped from $5 to $4.8 and I entered the first shop, I don't know how much I used from this $500. So for me to know how much I used from this $500 at the first shop, I need the multiple buying ratio to help me with that. So at the first shop, the multiple buying ratio is 1.3. So all you need to do is to know how much you are going to use in the first shop. Just do 1.3 times your first buying amount. First buying amount is always the amount you use in your first shop. It's always fees, which is known as the first buying amount. So 1.3 times 20. I think 1.3 times 20 will give me 6, if I'm not mistaken. 1.3 times 20 give me 26, rather 26. So what this means is immediately I bought in my friend's shop $20 and the price dropped from $5 to $4.8. Immediately the robot used $26 to buy at the first shop. So yeah, first shop it was $26 from your 500. Now, since we have used $26, what is now left with me? What is now left? That is 500 minus 26. So what you are left with is 474. This 474, you are waiting for the price, this current price again. We now know we use $26 at the first shop. You are waiting for the current price, which is 4.8, to drop to 4.2 so that it will trigger you to buy in the second shop. Now, as the price dropped from 4.8 to 4.2, you got a signal to buy at the second shop. At the second shop, how much did your robot use still? Your robot used 5.0 times 20, which is the first buying amount, which is 100. So at the second shop, how much you used from your 474 is 100. So now that you have used 100 from the 474, what is left now? You are left with 374. Now, it is that 374 now you want to use to enter the third shop down to the 24th shop. Now, for you to enter the third shop, it means that this current price you bought at the fourth shop, this current price you bought at the second shop has to drop to a new price of 4.0. Now, when it drops to 4.0, it means that it has dropped by 0.2. You trigger to enter the third shop. How much is he going to use at the third shop? It's still 1.3 times 20, which is giving 26. So once you use 26, how much is left for your 374? You are left with 348. You are left with 348. Now, this 348, you want to use it to go through the fourth shop to the 24th shop. Then getting to also to the fourth shop, when the price dropped from 4.0 to 3.8, which is the fourth shop, you are going to make use of 5.0. How much is it going to use on the 5.0 times 20, which is your first buying amount, which is 100. Are you seeing? Which is 100. So we are going to stop here. This is how it's used from your money bit by bit. So since it has used $100 from your money, what is left from your 348 is, what will be left is 248. Now, this 248, it will now use it to buy from 5th call down to the 24th call. From 5th call down to the 24th call. So let's see from 5th call, 1.0 times 20. This is 20. We use $20 here. Then 0.3 times 20. For the 6th call, 0.3 times 20 is going to use 0.3 times 20. That is $6. So if you look from the 5th call, down to the 25th call, the ratios are the same thing. So if he's using 20, 26, 26, that's what it will just be using down to the 24th call. It will be using 26, 26, 26. I hope this is clear. Here again is 6. Here again is 20. Here again is 6, 20, 6, 26, down to the 24th call. So this is how your robot buys bit by bit. So by the time the price drops down to the 24th call, it means that your entire 520 have been spread across the entire market. So at that point, the coin has dipped by minus 50 and you are seeing your entire 520 inside the coin. So when this happens, you don't need to panic. You are in a floating loss. At that point, the trade has gone against you. But this is the beauty of Rqtmi. Now that you are waiting for the price to go up, this is what happens. As soon as the market returns back, it pumps up. Once it gets to the 24th call, the amount you use in buying the 24th call, which is $20 here, 1.0 times 20, which is $20. This is what is going. This brings me now to this part, brings me now to using this distributed take profit allocation and the whole position take profit ratio that I'm talking about. So pay attention to this distributed take profit allocation. You see the word from 5th call to the 24th call, 1.8%. So this is how it works here. So now that the price have gone down against you, dip by 50%, you are waiting for the price to return. So as soon as it starts pumping, it sells the 24th call. Remember, I used $20 from your money to buy at the 24th call. It will sell 24th call and give you 1.8% of the 24th call. Because of distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to 24th call is 1.8. So that 1.8% is what you are going to be enjoying. It pumps again, it sells, it used in the 23rd call, it used $6. 1.8 of $6 is going to give you in profit. To the 28th and 22nd call, also $20 is used here. It will give you 1.8%. It pumps again to the 21st call, it gives you 1.8% of $6. It pumps to the 19th call, it gives you the 20th call, it gives you 1.8% of $20. It pumps to the 19th call, it gives you 1.8% of $6. It pumps to the 18th call, it gives you 1.8% of $20. Now you are waiting for the coin to pump to the 17th coin. The market will go down again. The robot will take advantage on the dip in the market to buy 18, 19, 20, and 21st call. The market will return up again. It will sell again 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 21st, sell again 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 20th call, 1.8% of the amount you use in buying on the 19th call, 1.8% on the amount you use in buying on the 18th call. It will pump to the 17th call. You use 6%, $6 here, 1.8 of 6%. It gets to the 16th call, 1.8% of $20. It gets to the 15th call, 1.8% of $6. It gets to the 14th call, 1.88% of $20 you use in buying here. It gets to the 13th call, 1.8% of the $6 you use in buying here. You are waiting for it to buy the 12th call, 11th call, 10th call. You see that the market will go down again. It will go and pick the 13th call back, 14th call back, 15th call, 16th call, 17th call, and 18th call. And it will stop again. The market 18, give you 1.8%, sell 17, give you 1.8%, sell 16, give you 1.8%, sell 15, give you 1.8%, sell 14, give you 1.8%, sell 13, give you 1.8%. Then pump to 12, give you 1.8% of the amount they use, which is 20. Then for the 11th call, 1.8% of the amount you use in buying, which is $6 he bought there, 1.8% of $6. The 10th call, again, 1.8% of $20. On the 9th call, 1.8% of $6. On the 8th call, 1.8% of $20. On the 7th call, 1.8% of $6. On the 6th call, 1.8% of $20. On the 5th call, 1.8% of $6. You are waiting for it to sell the fourth call. It will, price will dip again. The market will go down to buy 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The price will go up again. It will sell, resell again. 10, give you 1.8%. Sell 9, give you 1.8%. Sell 8, give you 1.8%. Sell 7, give you 1.8%. Sell 6, give you 1.8%. Sell 5, give you 1.8%. Now, while you are waiting for this coin to totally finally sell, you are enjoying what we call sub sell, because there is volatility downtrend. There's a movement of the market up and down. So the robot is taking advantage on the volatility downtrend to be making money for you. So this is what we call sub sell. So on sub sell alone, based on all this movement alone, on this coin you must have made, some people, we see some people make $5 already. Some people make $10 already downtrend. This is not their actual profits. Take note of this. This is just crumbs. Crumbs. While they are waiting for the market to sell and give them their final profit, they are getting crumbs. This thing you cannot see on any exchange that you are holding coin. If your coin is down, it's down. If it's coming up, it's coming up. You are not seeing anything. But with Rqtmi, once the market is down, as soon as the market is going up, it takes advantage on the volatility downtrend to be making money for you subset. So remember, we were at the 5th call. Now, what is responsible for that 5th call was the distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to the 24th call, which is 1.8%. So you enjoy that subset from 5th call to the 24th call. That is where you enjoy the subset. Take note of that. Now, when it gets to the 4th call, gets to the 4th call, remember you have already made some money down. Yes, some persons like $5, some persons like $10, depending on your capital you are using to trade. Let's assume you've made like $5 down here. Now, why I said that Magic 5 is the best magic is that from the first call, that is from my friend's shop, which is this first buying amount, to the first shop, second shop, third shop, fourth shop, 50% of your capital is already inside the trade. What is 50% of 520? Let's divide it. We are going to be having maybe this is 2, this is 2, 1, 4. Now, like 240 something, thereabout. 240 something. By the time you buy from my first shop, friend shop, first shop, second shop, third shop to the 4th call, you are already having 50% of your capital. The remaining 50% of your capital is what is spread from 5th call to the 24th call. So that profit you have made downtrend was half of your capital that you were enjoying, while half is already here. 2 something is already here. Let's say 248 or thereabout, whatsoever, or 240. Just permit me to use any figure, please. So now, once it gets to the 5th call, it sells the 5th call. Now, as it's about selling the 4th call, remember on the 4th call, it makes use of $100 here. On the 3rd call, it makes use of $26 here. On the 2nd call, it made use of another $100 here. On the 1st call, it makes use of another $26 here, plus my friend shop, which is the first buying amount, 20. Now, what happens here is, once it gets to the 4th call, take note of this, please. It does not sell the 4th call as individual. That thing it was doing from the 5th call to the 24th call, you see it was selling them individually. But once it gets to the 4th call, it will never sell them individually. Rather, it will combine the amount he used in buying the 4th call, which is $100, the amount he used in buying the 3rd call, which is $26, the amount he used in buying the 2nd call, which is $100, the amount he used in buying the 1st call, which is $26, plus your first buying amount. It will total all of them together. So let's do the total. 20 plus 26 plus 100 plus 26 plus another 100. That is 270. Good. So here is 272. So by the time it buys from the first buy to the fourth call, you're already having $272 inside this trade. Now, because when it gets to the fifth call, fifth, sixth call, seventh call, it sells them as individual. But when it gets to the fourth call, it combines the fourth, third, second, first, and the first buying amount, total everything, and give you this whole position take profit ratio. So 3% of that will give you $8.16, $8.16. That is what it is going to give you. Now, remember downtrend, while you were waiting for it to pump to that level, you had already made about $5 on that coin. So $8 plus $5 is going to give you a total of $8 plus $5 is going to give you a total of $13. So you see that you have made $13. So while you were waiting for the coin to sell off, it is giving you subset downtrend, and you made subset of $5. And eventually, when it goes to the fourth call, it sold the coin and give you 3%. You make extra $8 and close the entire trade. So this is how the Royal Q bot buys and sells for you while you are sleeping. Now, these settings I explained now is just the default settings, the natural way the robot is expected to operate. Meaning, once you come on board and you compute these settings into the robot and you instruct the robot, start buying for me. Once the robot picks the $20 for you, as the price starts dropping, the robot starts buying based on this configuration for you across the different level by itself. You don't need to do anything. And once the price returns back, the robot sells and give you your 3%. But because you left it on default settings, if it buys from the fifth call down to the 24th call, it will be giving you subset 1.8% of any amount you use in buying between from fifth call down to the 24th call. But once it gets to the fourth call, it combines 4, 3, 2, 1, and the first buying amount, total it and give you 3%, which is the whole position take profit cover. Take note of that. That is the default settings of Royal Q. Now, we keep saying something that you need to learn the skill on how to use the robot to your advantage. Why is it important to learn the skill on how to use the robot to your advantage? Now, you have two people. We have two people trading on using 520. And trader A and trader B are making use of the Royal Q both 520, and they both took 3%. 3%. At the end of the day, this person is making just $8 on the coin, while this person at the end of the day made $15 on the coin. So what is the difference? They took it the same time, enter the same price, come out the same price, the same time, and this one made $8. This one made $15. So what is the difference between these two traders? There's an information that trader B is aware of that trader A is not aware of. Please, that is the skill we are talking about now. So trader A is using this bot in its default way that I just explained now, but trader B is manipulating it to his advantage to make more money. But however, there is advantage and disadvantage using this tool. So you need to understand the advantage and disadvantage. Now, the advantage, now there are two settings we use here. We have the default settings, which I just explained to you now, that makes you enjoy subset downtrend. And we have the boot tactics. Boot tactics. And boot tactics is divided into two. We have category 1 and we have category 2. Take note of that. Now, for the category 1, I'm going to be talking about category 1 and category 2, if time permits me. So now, for default settings, the advantage of default settings is that if the trade goes against you, you will be enjoying subset downtrend. You'll be enjoying small money while you are waiting from the 5th call to the 24th call. But if the trade does not buy 5th call and it goes to sell because you are using default settings, remember from 1st call to the 4th call, you only have 50%, that is 272. So if it does not buy and it goes up to sell, it will give you 3% of 272, which is $8. So you won't make more money because the price did not dip further for you to buy more coins. And the more quantity of coins acquires for you, the more money you have inside the coin and the more profit you make. So that is just the disadvantage of it. Now, for boot tactics also have its advantage and disadvantage. So it is important for you to know when you are using it. Now, for category 1, what you are saying for the boot tactics, please, old members, pay attention to this. For boot tactics category 1, what you are saying is that I am not interested in all this sub-sell, small money, downtrend. I'm not interested in 5th call to the 24th call. I don't want to see this one. What I want is I want 100% of my capital to enter from the first buying amount to the 4th shop. I want to see my entire 520 inside that trade, because I know that from the first buy to the 4th shop, he sees them as one and sell them as one entity. So what I'm expecting, if I can be able to make my entire 520 enter from the first buy to the 4th shop, it means that I'll be getting 3% of 520, which is about $15. Now, but from the natural calculation I just did, by the time he buys from the first buy is 20, buy the first shop 26, buy the second shop is 100, buy the third shop 26, buy the fourth shop is another 100. So the total money naturally with your configuration is 270 that will enter here, 272. Now, how is it now possible to inject it in a way that you have your 520 inside here, since you want to use boot tactics category 1, which says that 100% of your capital will be inside here? So that is how, this is what we want to do now. We want to manipulate the robots so that by the time the robot buys from this first buying amount to the 4th call, we are seeing 520 as against the natural 272 that the robot was supposed to buy. Now, to do this now brings us to what is called manual replenishment or manually buy. Manual replenishment or manual buy. So manual replenishment is simply you forcing money inside the robot. And it can only be done accurately through a calculation. You don't just forcing any amount inside. There must be, it is a calculation for you to get that actual 100% of your capital inside it. So how do you do it? Now, step 1, the first step is to understand that you don't want your robot to buy the 5th call. So to prevent your robot from buying the 5th call, you will come to the 5th call and lock the 5th call. Lock the 5th call. How do you lock it? Lock it by putting 50% in play, replacing that 0.2 by 50%. So you replace this 0.2 by 50%. So when you do that, you have told the robot, by the time you buy from 1st call to the 4th call, as soon as the price, don't buy the 5th call. Don't buy the 5th call until the price dip by 50%. That is when you should buy the 5th call. Now, you know that if you use your entire 520 in here, that means you don't have any money again assigned to this coin. Even if the coin dips by 50% and the robot wants to trigger to buy the 5th call, it's no money to take insufficient fund because you have already used 100% of your capital here. So take note of that. So once you log the 5th call, that's the first step. You log the 5th call by putting 50% here. Now, you are now saying that you are not interested in sub-sell. Those small money, you are not interested in it. And you enjoy those small money from 5th call down to any of the calls down. But you are not interested in it. You want 100% of your capital to be here. So how is it possible? Now, first step, after you have logged the 5th call, the second step is You focus on the multiple buying ratio from the first call to the fourth call. This is the multiple buying ratio. What you do, you sum the multiple buying ratio of the first call, second call, third call, and the fourth call. That is what you do. So 1.3, the second step is 1.3 plus 5.0 plus another 1.3 plus another 5.0. So when you total it, 1.3 plus 5.0 plus 1.3 plus 5.0, it will give you 12.6. So the second step is summation of the multiple buying ratio from first call to the fourth call. It will give you 12.6. Now, the next step, which is the third step, this third step is the answer you got, which is this 12.6. Always add it plus 1. That one is constant. That one is constant. And why is the one constant? You see that position that my friend shop is occupying. That is this position that the first buying amount is occupying is counted as 1. So you put that one plus 1 is always constant, which will now give me 13.6. The fourth step is this your 13.6 that you got now. Always multiply it by the first buying amount. What is your first buying amount? Your first buying amount is 20, always 20 for Magic 5. That's the first amount I use in buying my friend shop. So 13.6 times 20 will give me 272. Are you seeing? 272. Now, this 272 that you got, remember this 272 was what the robot used in buying naturally from first call to fourth call. And you saw 272 when I was explaining default settings. Now, this 272 now, step 5, what you will now do step 5, your initial capital that was with you, which is 520, you now do 520 minus this 272 that you got. Minus this 272 that you got. It will give you minus 2. It will give you 248. 248. So this 248 is what you are going to use for the manual buy, is the amount you are going to force inside the trade. You are going to force this amount. This is known as what is called, this figure is known as what is called the manual replenishment or manual buy. It is the amount you are going to force. So this is how to calculate it, please. This step by step that I just gave is for any amount you inject, even if it's $1,000 you are using to trade, you use this same procedure to do your manual calculation to know the actual money. So you don't just go and put any amount inside it. It has to be calculated this way. Take note of that. Now, this 248 now, you will now force this 248 inside the trade. So by the time you force the 248 inside the trade, now the robot, by the time the robot buys from first call to the fourth call, it will now add up, you will now be seeing 520 inside your trade. That is how to do manual replenishment. So the question now is, at what point are you going to force in this money? Now that you now know how much you are going to force, at what point are you going to force it inside the trade? Please take note at the point you are going to force it. Immediately your robot picks the first $20. Remember, when I use the first $20, I bought it at $5 in my friend's shop. I bought banana at $5 with $20. So the robot saw banana when the price was $5 and it picked. So immediately your bot picks this $20 at this price of $5. You are getting set to force in that 248 that you calculated as your manual buy. So when do you want to force it? As soon as this $5 drops to 4.9, whether it is 4.99, 4.98, let it just be lesser than this $5. You inject these 248 manually inside the trade immediately. Remember from the illustration, the next time it's going to buy the first shop from the illustration is when the price dropped to 4.8. So between this 5 and 4.8, around here you have 4.9, you have 4.98. You want to force in the money. So manual replenishment should always be cheaper than the first time you bought, than the first price you bought. So you don't want to do that manual replenishment higher than this $5. If you do this manual replenishment higher than this $5, it means you are prolonging the rate at which you will come out of the market. But if you buy it cheaper, it means the rate at which you come out from the market will be faster, because we buy low and sell high. So you are looking out to even buy it more cheaper. So you are forcing this 248 cheaper than this $5 that you bought. But you want to do it before it enters the first shop. And if because of you were not fast about it, before you force your money, it has already bought the fourth shop at 4.8. Don't worry. You don't look at this price again. Look at this price. You want to force in this money cheaper than this 4.8. You want to do your manual replenishment cheaper than this 4.8, because this is the new price at which it bought. And maybe you were not able, between these $5 to 4.8, you were not able to quickly force it because the price moved faster. Don't worry. Use this to do your manual replenishment, but let it be cheaper than the $4.8. I hope this is clear. So that is how to do manual replenishment. So by the time it picks your $20, you put 248 manual replenishment. So you're having 20 plus 248, you're having 268. The remaining money, it will use it to buy from first call to the fourth call. You will see your 520 inside here. By the time you see your 520 inside there, if the price goes up, it will give you 3% of 520, which is $15. Now you have made $15. But this is the advantage of boot tactics. You make more money because you have 100% from first call to fourth call. But what happens if the trade goes against you, where you put 50%? Let's say the market has dipped by 50% and the boat triggers to buy. But because you don't have money, the boat will be telling you insufficient funds. So if you go and put in more money, the boat will start buying from fifth call, sixth call, seventh call. Now, at that point, you'll be enjoying subset. But if you don't have money, all you need to do, relax. While you are waiting for the market to go up, so it will sell and give you 3% of the 520. That period you are waiting, you will not be seeing money subset, unlike when you use default settings. So you see that this is the disadvantage of boot tactics. So you need to understand the advantage and disadvantage. That is why we advise you, if you are trading 2 coins at a time, always ensure one is on default settings and one is on boot tactics. If you are trading 3 coins at a time, always ensure that, depending on how patient you are, always ensure that if you are a very patient person, you can put 1 on default settings and 2 on boot tactics. If you are not a patient person, put 2 on default settings and 1 on boot tactics. If you are trading 4 coins at a time, put 2 on default settings and 2 on boot tactics. However way you are going to see result, if you just follow simple instruction, you will not miss it. We are telling you based on experience. We are telling you based on experience. Please take note of that. Please. So that is that about boot tactics category 1. So I will briefly explain boot tactics category 2. Now, boot tactics category 2 is in between default settings and boot tactics. Now, there are some people that will say, no, in as much as I want to make good money from first call to fourth call, I also want a situation whereby if the trade goes against me, I should be able to enjoy small profit while I'm waiting for it to sell. So those kind of people will prefer to use boot tactics category 2. So how does it work? Remember, for boot tactics category 1, you lock it at the 5th call. But if you are using boot tactics category 2, you are going to lock it at the 11th call. So at the 11th call, this is where you are going to put 50%. So you are telling your robot that by the time you buy from the first call to the 10th call, let 100% of my capital to be inside the trade. That is my entire 520 to be inside the trade. My entire 520, let it be inside the trade. Let it be inside the trade. That is what you are saying. Now, your entire 520 is now inside the trade. Now, let's go again. How do we now make our entire 520 inside the trade? Because if we allow this robot to buy naturally by itself, like we did in default setting, yeah, you see it used 26, yeah, it used 100, yeah, 26, yeah, 100, and it started from here, it started using 6, 20, 6, 20, 6, 20. If we add all of them together, you can never see your entire 520 inside this trade. So then how do we achieve this? We can only achieve this through manual replenishment, through forcing amount into it. Now, for the first one, we forced money into, we forced 240, 248 when we're using boot tactics category 1. Now, for boot tactics category 2, since you lock it on the first step to calculating your manual replenishment, step 1 is because you are using category 2, you lock it at the 11th call, put 50% here. Now, that is step 1, 11th call, put 50%. Step 2, you add up your multiple buying ratio from the first call to the 10th call. Why? Because you lock it at the 11th call. So let's do the multiple buying ratio, 1.3 plus 5.0 plus 1.3 plus 5.0. This is the fourth call. Plus the fifth call, 0.3. The sixth call, 1.0. Seventh call, 0.3. Eighth call, 1.0. Ninth call, 0.3. 10th call, 1.0, if I'm not mistaken. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to the 10th call. So you calculate the sum of it. So let's do the summation of it, which will give us 1.3 plus 5, sorry, 1.3 plus 5.0 plus 1.3 plus 5.0 plus 0.3 plus 1.0 plus 0.3 plus 1.0 plus 0.3 plus 1.0, which will give me 16.5. Are you seeing me? So that is step 2. Step 2 is you add up the multiple buying ratio from the first call to the 10th call. Why? Because you are locking it at the 5th and the 11th call. Take note of that. So step 3, remember to always add this 16.86, that 16.5 that I get, always add it plus 1. So like I said, this plus 1 is as a result of the position my friend shop in the market was occupying, or the position the first buying amount is occupying, which is always constant. Always remember that, which will give you 17.5. Step 4, you now multiply this 17.5 by your first buying amount, which is always 20 for 520. 320 is always 22. It is only $100, that is magic 3, that is 15. So you multiply it by 0.5 times 20 times 20, which is 350. So you will have 350. Yeah, you are going to have 350 here. Now, remember, this is step 5 now. Step 5, how much are you using in step 5? How much capital are you using? For step 5 now, the amount you are using, the amount of capital you are using the amount of capital you are using, which is 520 minus 20, 520 minus 350 rather. So step 5, that capital you are using, subtract it from this 350. So 520 minus 350. 520 minus 350 will give you 170. So this 170 that you got now is what you are going to force inside the robot as your manual replenishment. As your manual replenishment. So for boot that is category 2, using 520, you are forcing 170. As far as you put your settings right, this is the way to calculate your manual replenishment if you are paying attention. So we are going to be using 170. So at what point are you going to inject that 170? You are going to inject the 170 as soon as you visit your friend, my friend's shop, and use $20 to buy the banana at $5. As soon as the price is going down, as soon as the price drops by 4.9, you want to see 4.99, 4.9 something, immediately forcing your 170 and confirm. The 170 will add to your 20 to now become 190. So just in case that the robot did not come down to buy first shop, second shop, and it goes up to sell, you still have reasonable amount there. 3% of 190, you are still going to make money. But if the robot comes down and buy from first call to the 10th call, you are seeing, because you have injected 170, you will be seeing 100% of your capital, which is 520. Now, let's assume that the price have dipped to the 10th call and you are waiting for it to sell. For boot that is category 2, between the 10th call and the 5th call, you will be enjoying money downtrend. You'll be enjoying subset. Unlike boot that is category 1, where it did not buy the 5th call, you are not enjoying money subset. So that is the advantage of using boot that is category 2. And if the price also goes up, it combines from the 4th call to the first buying amount. Total, you still make good money because already, even before it bought the first call, you were already having 190 because you forced 170. So by the time you now buy the first call to the 4th call, you have another more money inside. So even if it does not come down to buy the 5th call, you are still going to make profit. But the idea of boot that is category 2 is just in case it goes more deeper and buy 5th call to the 10th call, you should be enjoying subsell downtrend, unlike boot that is category 1. So that is that about it, please. Now, that is that about it. Let me see questions. And for all people who are here, I hope this is clear. If you have gotten value from this class, let me see if this is clear. If you've gotten value from this section, I need the word value on the chart. If you've gotten value from this section, I need the word value on the chart. If you got value from this section, I need the word value on the chart. Okay, I'm just seeing 3 people. If you got value from this section, okay, yeah, okay, good. Now, if you have a question, let's attend to the question. Then for this new strategy, for the old members, some members are confused. I want to make you guys understand. Now, people are wondering if they can use the MACD templates for signals that I'm throwing on the signal group, or that we are throwing on the signal group. Now, the signal groups, the signals you are seeing for the signal group works with our templates. It works with our original templates, especially for those who are using Magic 3 and Magic 5. The signals from our signal group works with our original templates. But if you are using $100 and you want to pick, if you are using $100 templates That is magic 3, this magic 3 template, and you want to use it for our signal on the signal group. It is simple. The only thing you need to do for it to be effective, for it to buy more for you, because the signal, we are sending it in a way that it will give you, it will buy more margin call. We are not doing it with the way that you people are using the MACD. If you notice some people using that MACD, you will be making 0 point something cents because the price does not really come down to buy more. Sometimes it comes down, sometimes it does not really come down to buy more. But the way we are throwing the signal, we want a situation where it will buy more. So if you are using $100 settings, please, and you want to use our signal from the signal group, all you need to do, come and change here. Just this place that you are going to change to suit in that your MACD template for people using $100. Change here to 0 0.1, 0 0.1, 0 0.1, 0 0.1, 0 0.1, then come here, put 2.5 and 2.5, please. That is the only thing you will do. Then if you have it like this, you can use it to pick our signals from signal group. For those who are using $100, which is magic 3, all you need to do, just change your margin call drop, just the way they gave you on your MACD template. Change it. With that way, you can use it to pick signal from our signal group and you get your results. But if you are using magic 5, you are using magic 3, don't worry. Keep on using the template for our signals for signal group. So for those of you who are using the MACD strategy, you are not picking signal from our signal group and you are using the MACD strategy, which is giving people results. Please always use the templates that we gave you from the MACD. So, but if you are using $100 and you want to pick our signal from signal group, all you need to do, just edit this magic call drop so that this template will now look like the template you are using for MACD. I hope this is clear. Please, I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. No, you are not getting Excel sheet from the Rqtmi app. Excel sheet is part of the tools your upline is going to give to you once you come on board, please. There are tools that will be given to you once you come on board, and Excel sheet is part of it. I hope that is clear. So, is there any question? In the absence of no question, we might want to end this section. If there's any question, kindly drop the question on the chat. So kindly drop the question on the chat, please. I did not say I did not say you guys should remind me about Magic 5, please. Magic 3, please. Magic 3 is for $100 settings. Rita. So now that is so please, for what about trading with $50, which template will be used? Please, when we are doing spot, we trade on spot and futures. Take note of that. For the spot market, for people trading on the spot market, the minimum capital you can use, please, the minimum capital you can use for spot market is $100. But once coming to the futures market, The future is different from the spot entirely. The template is different. It's two different things, please. So if you are talking about $50, I assume that you are a member that is already trading and active in the spot in the futures group. So the template is different. We are not talking about the futures template here. So if you want to know how much you are going to use using your $50 and you are already a member, please refer to the futures group. Let them send you the template. For here, this is what we do here is spot. So we also trade on the spot market and on the futures market. But you already know that the futures market is a leverage market. But however, what we have in Rqtmi here, it is almost difficult for you to lose your money in the futures market. But that does not mean it is 100% guarantee. That is why when you're coming to the futures space, it is not, we on the spot market, we give signals for free. But when you come to the futures space, we have a group dedicated for futures. And that is a monthly subscription for $10 where they send high probability signals, just one at a time, high probability signals. And the chances of losing your money is slim. But however, you have to go also into agreement to understand that yes, you will take responsibility. You make more money in future. You see someone is talking about $50. Your $50 can give you $20 in futures. Your $50 can give you $10 in futures. Your $50 can give you, so that is how future is a leverage market. But if you don't have that mind, please stick to your spot market where you don't lose your money, where the risk is low. Please take note of that. So no more question. In the absence of no more question, we are going to end this section for today. Thank you everyone on this call. And I believe you guys got value from the section. And we do this every day. Tomorrow is going to be on risk management, mindset and risk management. Please, for the guy that is talking about Magic 3, come back next week. We are going to talk about Magic 3 next week. So thank you everyone. Do have a lovely day. Peace be with you all. Bye bye at the moment.